So yesterday in our class, whatever I have created, I haven't saved. The thing is, if I save, it is asking for calculation and accrual. We haven't given anything, right? So whatever we have done yesterday, the same thing I'm doing today. Okay. Do you remember what is the name yesterday I've given for this limit? Uh, so as I explained, I'm just giving here 5. I don't remember the calculated field what we have created yesterday. So so accrual frequency we have like start date, start of the period, end of the period, and custom frequency. As I explained you, start of the period is nothing but uh, like if your 15 days is starting from 16th onwards to January 1st or 2nd, so start of period will be like December 25th or 26th. Sorry, it is 16th I told, right? So start of period will be 16th. Okay, if you take it as end of period, it comes into like when you complete that period, like January 2nd if you are going to complete. So that will be end of period. So January 3rd will become the start of period, and accrual will be like whatever 10 days or 20 days, uh, like whatever the amount is given, that will be credited on the first of that date, like when you complete this end of period. Okay, so if you take it as end of period or start of period, because here in our period schedule we have given monthly basis, right? So if we have given monthly thing, the thing is from December 1st to 31st, it is like one period. So end of period means after, exactly like after completing December 31st, on January 1st, this accrual will work. Okay, and if you are going for custom frequency, even I want to show that how you are using that. So if you take it as custom frequency, first accrual date, this is like, as Abhishek, I think so, he had asked me like, can we define custom accrual frequency? He has given some requirement, and so for that things, like if you want to get accrual in between, then for example, here also you can create the absence calculations. Uh, Today we'll see, like, as I told you, like I worked on few things like conditional calculation, instant set, instant value, and arithmetic calculations. So I'll send you the material for rest of the calculations, like whatever I have with me. Okay, so first accrual date. So first accrual date, for example, if a person is hired in the month of like January, so his first accrual date will be that. So we have to create a conditional calculation saying that, like, if the higher person sorry, higher date or higher month is in this month, like, this is July, right? So for them, it the first accrual date should be like July or after completing their July. Because if he is joining in July, he should there are some companies which will give like 20 days of accrual when he's joined immediately, and there are companies, like, which will provide you like probation will be there. Okay, if there is a probation period for 3 months or 6 months, so starting from higher date to next 6 months, he'll be getting only few number of days, like, accrual will be like, monthly one leave, you can't take more than that. So if you want to give that thing, then you can specify it by using conditional calculation over here. If the higher date, you can see here. So most of the times why I'm taking conditional means, under conditional we can use n number of other conditions. That is the reason, like, I'm mainly stressing on conditional thing. So if I give like this, I'm just showing you as an example, but basically according to our project, our requirement, I'm just taking the start date. But just for showing you, like, when you take the custom frequency, I'm doing this. Okay, so let's see directly we have the higher date or not. We have higher date, but so here we have the direct thing, 3 months of service based on higher date. If you see here, worker number of months is greater than or equal to 3. So this is the thing what we have to take. If we have probation like for 6 months, you can take that calculation. For now I'm taking this calculation, like, 3 months I've taken. So that's it. Here we can add few more conditions, because like we are, if we are giving the plan to everyone, not only for the hired people, if you want to give for other people also, then you can define it over here. This is only for newly hires, right? But if you want to give for the whole people, like who have completed their 1 year of service, if you go year of service, I think so it should be there. There are some work that delivered fields also. Mhm. Yeah, you can see here year of service is like greater than 5, less than 1, but I don't want less than 1, I want greater than 1. So you can check this one. Yeah. So we have already this field which is called as like worker years of service. This is workday own field, and it should not be like less than 1. It should be like greater than or equal to 1. So we'll create one comparison calculation. So we have here already, like you can see. So year of service is greater than or equal to 1 we have. So I'll take this one. So if it is, if they are entering into 1 year, they'll be getting like 20 days. Okay, from that year onwards, every year they'll be getting 20 days. But who are hired, for them, like after completion of that 3 months base only, they'll be entering into this cycle. For that also we have to write one more conditional calculation, like once the year of service here, sorry, months of service, because here what they have mentioned is like greater than or equal to 3. Oh, we want less than or equal to 3. Sorry, I have taken the wrong thing. So it should be less than or equal to 3. So if it is greater than or equal to 3, sorry, greater than 3, then we should specify one more calculation. They should get 10 days. So after completion of 1 year, they should get 20 days. Before 3 months, it is 6 days. Okay. So come down. So this is value comparison. Values, as I told you, instances means we can take workers or like projects or compensation related or absence related. But when you take it as value, it will be either this second operand, whatever we are taking, it will be value only, like numeric value. Okay. So you can decide what type of calculation you want to take depending on your requirement. So less than or equal to 3. So this becomes the order. C and D is, can we copy the same one? Yeah, we have the copy option. So I'm not taking equal to, again it should be greater than only, because like already in the previous condition we have taken equal to. So if we give two steps as equal to, the workday won't understand which condition it has to take. Okay. Text. Here if it is like 10 days until they complete 1 year. So once they are entering into this greater than or equal to 1 year, obviously they'll get 20 days. Okay. Category as absence. Okay. So default response, those are not falling into this category, they'll be getting 0. Okay. Actually, those calculations we have to define in what do you say? Because here, if we give it as why the probation had come.
Well, it should be a date, not the number.
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm thinking. It should be a date. It takes only a dates, right? So it's not required to create this calculation. We can use that in accrual. Uh, in the meantime, like we'll create a bill date. So in the month of March, I want. So we have current calendar year, start date month, current calendar year month. What? So quarter start month, if we take like quarter will be from January to March, right? So it comes under next quarter comes from April only, right? You can take this period and date. Month, I'll just take it as April. Mm, mhm. month means we have to give it as 4, right? Okay, fine. So day is 1. Here we have to define it as year only. Current calendar. Why don't we have year in this? Okay, yeah, this is the one. So bill date, like we are giving it as like starting from April onwards, it should be accrued. Okay, okay. So accrual reoccurs every, like if you want to give it as like every quarter, then you can define it unit of time. Or we have months, then we have to define it as 12. Okay. So if you want to take like custom frequency, and if you are taking custom frequency, then what you have to do is in the accrual, when you are creating the accrual, you shouldn't take it as like front dated, sorry, or balance as of date. You have to select it as none when you are taking custom frequency. Okay. So
We
sorry,
use
what?
custom frequency. Is that
Yeah.
thing is mandatory? We don't.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you use custom frequency, you have to go with none option.
Okay. So then how
Okay.
will once the plan is in place, timer plan is in place. So
Mhm.
how we'll tackle the new hire and all those things? New hire termination
No, that's what I'm
adjustment.
saying. New hire, and here we have under accrual, we can create calculations, right? What is your
Hmm.
question exactly? I'm not understanding.
We are talking about the calculation like accrual. When the accrual will happen? Do you have you said that if we are using custom frequency, you should not use any. We should select none option in accrual, right? So I was
Yes.
asking what will happen for the new hire. Like, let's say this plan is in place. After a month, a person is getting hired into the systems. How the accrual will happen for them?
See, that's what like if we are putting the accrual as none, but the custom frequency here we have defined on this date it should be I mean, like for that person it should be accrued, right? And that in the accrual calculations only we are going to define it over there, like what do you say? If the hire date is so and so month, or like if the hire date has exceeded like 3 months of service, like as we have created some probation we have created, right? So in the same manner we
So
have to create a calculation. So
that is the accrual balance, but that's need to be accrued, right? If a new hire should
yeah,
get,
it will be
let's say,
accrued.
like how that will accrue by system only. We don't have to schedule it the accrual or something like that.
No, no,
It
there
will
is no need to
automatically
schedule. Yes, it will
okay.
automatically give you. Okay.
So why there was a scheduling option in accrual? What was the use of that? There was a scheduling option in accrual, right?
When
When
it
you
is
when we use
front
March
loaded,
audit.
yeah, when here here in this calculation part, like if every year if you are using this what do you say, custom frequency, like from the month of April to whatever, like April to next month March, then you can go with front loaded accrual, start of date and everything. But when you are creating the when you are creating the accrual, your scheduling should be, as I told you, if you are using for the first period of current year, then defaultly like it will take it as like first period of current year will be January 1st only, January 1st, or whatever period schedule you have defined over here. So if your period schedule starts from April onwards, then according to that, here we have the period schedule over here, right? You have to change your period schedule and you have to start the dates giving, like what I'm saying is, like if you are defining the first period is nothing but April. If you are giving April 2019, you are giving, that will be your first period. Okay, here whatever schedule you are giving here, this becomes the first period for that year.
Okay.
So what we are going to define the scheduling part is first period of current calendar year. Okay. So if you see here in our period schedule, what we have defined, this will become the current calendar for that, for this accrual or for this time of plan. So first period is nothing but you can see the period number, right? One. So if you are going to give April over here, 04/01/2019 to 04/31, this becomes the first period. So according to your time of plan, according to your requirement, you have to define your period schedule. Because depending on this period schedule accrual, if you are planning for front loaded accrual, then just don't take custom frequency. You can go and directly create accrual, like how many number of days you want to give. You can create all the calculations according to the hire dates and all that, and just put it as like front loaded accrual. Okay, if you put it as front loaded accrual, then you have to give the scheduling part also. Then if you go to the scheduling part, you can define it as like first period of current calendar year. So if you give it as first period of current calendar year, and if your period schedule says that, like zero, this one number says that like 04, then it will schedule on April only. On April 1st only, everyone will get accrued, and even the hires will also get, like in between, if they are joining in between also, according to your calculations, how much amount you want to get credited, that much will be credited to them. Okay, clear now? And here I'm defining the lower limit as, this lower limits are nothing but, like if you define it as zero, the thing is, like people won't be able to take unpaid time offs. The thing is, some companies have paid and unpaid time offs. So unpaid is nothing but, even though you are not getting paid also, some people they are willing to take the unpaid time offs, that will be deducted from their salary. So if you define it as zero, the employee won't be able to take after this 25 days or 20 days of their accrual. But if you define it as like minus 16 or minus, if we are thinking in the form of hours, right? So hours is like, I'll give it as 16 hours. he'll be getting like extra 2 days of time off, where he can use as unpaid time off. Okay. Upper limit is nothing but, here we have defined it according to the carryover. Carryover we have given as 5 days, and I'll just give the accrual as 20 days. 20 plus 5 is 25. So upper limit, it shouldn't cross 25. The thing is, there are some people, like, who won't use any time of things. So if they are getting like 25 days, out of that carry forward is like 15 days, so it will limit to 15 days. If you are not mentioning the limit over here, here we have the upper limit, which will not allow the employee to take to get more than 25 days. Even though he is getting like 30 or 35 also, it won't give you. Okay. And here in the daily quantity, as I explained you earlier, just generally we'll take worker schedule hours, or because like for if we have for different employees, they have different work schedules, so according to that it will adjust the daily quantity. Okay. Or otherwise evenly, like if you have for all the employees, if it is like 8 hours or 9 hours, you can define the daily quantity over here. Okay, we'll go to accrual. So as I told you, like we can't take any other accruals which are used by any other time of plans. So you were asking me if I take like front loaded accrual. See, you have this like first period of June. So even though if you are taking the period schedule as like, what do you say, January to December or like anything, but you can define over here if the what do you say, period, sorry, first period of June or December based on period end date. So you can schedule in this manner if you want to, like, if you are taking like April, or like as we have taken that example, right? So like that you can define second period of the month. You can see here, second period of the month is nothing but if you are taking a semi monthly thing, and if you want the accrual to be credited in the second period of month, that is like 16th to 31st, in that period, then you can take this option, second period of month. First period of year is nothing but that depends on your period schedule. If you have defined your period schedule, then you can take this option like first period of year. So I have to take annual thing, because like we are in the period schedule, we have from January to December. So I'll take annually only. First period of yeah, first period of calendar year. So I'm taking mid-period hire means like those who are getting hired, and generally we'll go with this option because terminations, and if the employee is terminated, he should lose the eligibility, and if the employee is hired, he should get the eligibility. That is the reason I'm taking mid-period hire or like termination. Okay. So you can define the period start date of the month like this. Also, like I'm sorry, like if you want to start in this month, then you can specify the month as well. From this month, you have to schedule. So overrides allowed. So the priority I'm giving it as 5 because I already have 2 3 time off plans for HK. So this will be my second priority. First priority will be like sick time off or something. And calculation. So Abhishek, you were asking me according to the hire date, right? We have already created a probation calculation, right? So we'll do modifications to that only. And here I want to add one more condition saying that, like, if the employee has completed year of service is greater than 5. So here I have defined in the form of days. So I'll just remove it. I'll give it as like hours. It is like ours is hours plan, right? So so one more calculation is, you can define month-wise accruals as well because and as I told you, if you have list of employees, as I told you, for carryover balances, like if for this person, if they have given certain list, according to that you can give the carryovers in the same manner. Like you can define the accruals as well, like for this set of people, this should be the carryover. If for certain set of people, this should be the carryover. If you have certain type of requirements, like then you can create instance value comparison. I think yesterday I have shown you, right, while I'm creating the carryover balance. So here I'm creating instance, sorry, not in, I have, Create value comparison. Instance value comparison. So value comparison calculation I'm creating. Year of service I'll take. Worker years of service based on hire date as of prior calendar. As of current calendar based on, yeah. I want this. Greater than or equal to 5. Okay. And the result should be, if it is 25 days, it will be 200. And here for this years of service, if I am giving it as 200, and there they have there I have mentioned the upper limit as 25. So will the like whoever the user, he'll get a carryover or not? He is already there in the carryover list as well. So will he get the carryover? See, for example, I have worked in a company like greater than 5 years, so I fall into this category of 200 or 25 days. So already I have 25 days, and along with that, I got a carryover of 5 more days. So will I get 25 or 30? Waiting for Hong Kong, right? Hong Kong time off. HQ time off. So time of types, so time of types we can use for multiple time of types. For example, if you are using paid time off, this is like paid time off or unpaid time off, you can create one time of type, and you can use the same thing for every country. Okay, this will be seen by the employee, sorry, while you are creating your time calculation tags, this time of type will be seen in that. So you have create time of type, just create one time of type for HK specifically. So if you can create specifically for any country, but generally we will go with like paid time off. For all the countries we can take the same thing. If you are using, or like you can specify it as vacation time off or sick time off. So it's already there, it seems. Okay, we'll use that. So priority out of this time off, I have like this period as 4 adjustments allowed, time calculation tag, can give it as like time off. So I have paid time off over here. So entry options, I think I explained you the entry options, right? Did I? So here entry options are nothing but like, you have two types of requests from where you can apply time off, either by requesting time off using request time off option, or while entering your time related. For example, if you are entering your 8 hours, like how many hours you are working, you have a calendar over there, right? While you are entering your time, you should be able to enter your time off as well. So if you specify enter to time tracking only, then if you go with request time off option, you won't be able to enter. That calendar will come, right? In that calendar, if you press the dates, it won't show you request time off, because here sorry, here in the entry options you haven't defined uh, time off only. If you are specifying time off only, it will show you, it will allow you to access the task request time off. If you are using only time tracking, it will allow you to enter time off through time tracking. If you are selecting this option, like you can enter by using any option like time tracking or time off calendar. Okay. So this time calculation tax, why we use means like, under the time tracking thing, if you are applying for any paid time off or something, then it should calculate how many hours you have taken, right? So for that we are specifying this time calculation tag over here. Okay. So under validations, so minimum how much he can take. So this is hourly plan, right? So how many hours minimum he can take, like you can specify it as 2 hours, or like half a day, that means like 4 hours. So I think I've explained you this one, right? Time offs. And consecutive day maximum, consecutive day is nothing but continuously if you want to take. Consecutive day maximum, like if he wants to take like 7 days, I can give it as 7 days. So if he exceeds more, if he is trying to take like 10 days, then it will throw an error. That custom text you can define it over here. So here we have maximum unpaid time of limits. So there I have defined it as minus 16, right, in my time of lower limit. So here also I'll specify it as minus 16 only. So if he's trying to take, because there we have defined the lower limit, but the thing is like, user won't understand if he's taking greater than 16. For example, if he's trying to take minus 20, so how will the user get to know? But the system won't allow him to take, because as we have defined the lower limit as minus 16, it won't allow him to take. But how will the user will come to know? Here we, under the validation, you have to define custom text so that the user will understand, saying the maximum unpaid time of limits is only 16, you can't take more than that. Okay. And so you can see multiple time of requests allowed for same day. That means like, if you want to take vacation time off and this paid time off at the same time, like half a day that one and half a day this one, so you can specify this. Sorry, multiple time of requests not allowed for same day. So it is already saying it is not allowed. So let's see what is there. So it is not giving any value over here. So if it's trying to take anything like that, then it will throw that error. So it is asking you what are the other time off types which the validation should allow. Sorry, should not allow. So I'm just taking it as vacation time off. I think this has some problem. I think so. So just removing this option. Okay, consecutive day minimum. So minimum only these are the options, and you can't create apart from this because like validations is already defined by Workday. So and one more question I have. So if I have only one accrual and 2 3 time offs, can we use 2 3 time offs under one accrual?
Approval or one time of plan?
Sorry, what?
One time of plan, right? Multiple time of under
Yes,
one time of
under
plan.
one time. Yes, I mean like
Yeah,
only
we can
here
have.
we have defined only one accrual, and time of plan. Sorry, time off is like 2 3 time offs I have. Can I use that?
Yeah, we have seen that in our system. Don't know the use,
Mm-hmm.
exact
So
use, but it has been
uh,
configured.
yeah, uses that is fine because like recently in for one country they have asked us like the minimum should be like half a day, like if they are taking trying to take half day. So for that we have created time off like two types of time off. One is for half day and other one is for one day. I told her like while she was giving the requirement, I just put it as minimum as uh, half day and maximum as like one day. She's like no, I want two time offs, like one is for half day and the other one is for like one day. So in that case like we have created time off for half day and time off for full day. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, in and there are scenarios like if it is like full-time employee, that what do you say, the time off will be different. If it is like uh, part-time employee, the time off will be different. So in that scenarios you can create multiple time offs over here. Okay. And if you are giving the same plan for full-time and part-time employees in the eligibility condition, it is not mostly required to give the eligibility condition, but you have specific things like once the employee is terminated, he is not eligible for that, right? So you have to create condition for that under this worker eligibility. So
Mm-hmm.
country, I'm taking it as Hong Kong. So enable for all positions. Let's see. So when he's put his resignation on the same day or like on the event date, like the termination date, this should be like the worker shouldn't be eligible, even though he's serving his notice period. Like generally in our companies, like how we have this, even though he's serving his notice period, he or she shouldn't be able to apply any time off. They can't use that time offs. So if you have such type of conditions, then you have to create a worker eligibility rule. You can see here we have to So we will create one condition. I'll show you how to create that. So if you want to give this time of plan according to compensation basis, you can define the compensation basis as well. So we'll talk next class. I'll explain you only the calculations, how to use the calculations. Okay,
Mhm.
we'll see all sort of calculations and how to use them. Variable value leaves on the plan. So I will take instance set comparison. So here we have some reason, like this is something which is already created. I've taken. The thing is here what they are specifying is termination reason. So if the reason is so and so, hmm, but I think so already we should have some default workday defined condition, which just give me 1 second, because like as I've seen for eligibility we have mid period or terminated in between, we have some condition. So I'll check that, because for those who are hired in between they'll have obviously the eligibility, but those who have terminated in between they should not be eligible for the time of planet. So we have to define this absence input access. No, not this. Hmm. So you can see here, even though like here you are not specifying the country, you can specify it over here if the employee is belonging to so and so country. And yeah, see here, I found this. I think so. This is workday defined. Yeah. So this is the one. So there is no need to worry about this. Like we already have a logic calculation which is already defined by workday. So if you want to add this calculation directly, you can add it. Worker terminated mid period. So we'll go down and see. What's- And recently we got one more requirement, like saying that if the people are belonging to so and so management level only, they should be applicable for this plan. So here you can see some more calculation, like uh, if the people are belonging to management level, we have created separate time of plan only for management people. Okay, terminated in the two. You can select multiple calculations over here under one condition. Yeah, that's it. So we have created a what do you say, time of plan. But tomorrow I'll explain you the absence calculations, how we are going to use that 10, 12, I think so. 10, 12 calculations are there. So I explain you each and every calculation once again. So once we are done with this, we'll go into holiday calendar. And after holiday calendar, what else we have? Leave types. So I'll go into leave type, how to create and all that. So once that is done, absence is done. So we'll go into time tracking afterwards. Okay.
Okay.
Fine then. Do you have any doubts in this?
No.
See, don't get confused with the calculation part, because the calculation that depends from each and every requirement. We have different types of calculations. Thank you.